Hey, City Caps here. Today I'm going to explain an action thriller film called Tunnel. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Our movie begins in Korea, in Hadwa City with Jung-soo, who works at the Hadwa car dealership. One day, he was going to work and talking to his wife, saying, "I bought the cake for our daughter Sunjin and I'll be back at 6. He gets a call after that with a client. Jung-soo works hard to make a good sale deal and actually manages to make it. On his way to a tunnel, the network becomes bad and started cutting. He hangs up the phone with the customer and told him, "When I get out of the tunnel, I will talk to you." When Jung-soo entered the tunnel, he started hearing strange sounds. He started turning around, but he didn't see anything. There was no one next to him. The electricity started going off and coming back on. Jung-soo started to get scared, but his fear turned to horror when he saw the tunnel collapse behind him quickly. So he started driving faster so that he could get out, but he couldn't, and the tunnel collapses completely. After some time, Jung-soo wakes up in his car, completely under the wreckage of the tunnel. He took out his mobile and tried to find a phone network. Call 911 and report the situation, but they did not hear him well. The official spoke to him and understood the situation from him. He said, "5 minutes and we will be here." Rescue squad arrived, but they were shocked by the disaster they saw. Can't imagine the situation is so difficult. The news reached the press and television and became a tragic accident in Korea titled "The Collapse of the Hadwa Tunnel," 1 month after its opening. In the news, the announcer says we were able to identify the first of the victims who reported the accident. His name is Lee Jung-soo. He works at Hato car dealership. His wife heard the news and was shocked. After a while, the leader of the rescue team talked to him and explained the situation and tells him that you must save your life as long as possible. Because it will take a long time to reach you, Jung-soo's mental state is getting worse, imprisoned in his car under the rubble 100 meters from the surface of the earth. He had nothing with him but some water in the bottle and the cake he had brought for his daughter. Jung-soo's life changed in an instant. It became required of him to struggle and strive to preserve his life. After he was striving in his perfect life to achieve only good sales deals, his wife calls him and reassures him as she cries. She tells him, "Call me just 1 minute and stop," so that the phone finished charging. He talks to his daughter and tries to reassure her, but on the inside, he's terrified and he doesn't know if he will live or die. Officials meet with the minister and take a decision to stop the new tunnel construction project and rescue the first victims and postpone the opening of the city Hadwa. When the rescue squad began to explore the tunnel using the drone, after that the rescue squad leader enters his car into the tunnel and sees the extent of the collapse. While they are inside the tunnel begins to collapse again, but they escape and get out of the tunnel. When the rescue leader comes out, he calls Jung-soo to reassure him and warn him. He says, "You must take care and try to protect yourself because there was another collapse. This will make the rocks move over you." Jung-soo's wife, Si-hoon, left her daughter with her grandmother, so she went to the scene of the accident, waiting for her husband to be rescued. The officials used to come to the scene of the accident to take a picture and leave the scene. Then they go. 3 days pass since the crash, and Jung-soo can turn on the radio to follow news about him. He began to adapt to his situation and was searching for all the tools he had in the car and how to use them. But suddenly, he sees a dog in front of him among the rocks. He hears a girl's voice saying to him, "Please save me. I am trapped between the rocks." Jung-soo comes out of the car and reaches her. She tells him, "I can't move." Rocks above her feet. Jung-soo was able to move the rocks off her feet. The girl was very injured and could not move her body. She asked him to speak to her mother. When she spoke, "Mom, I'm sorry. I wish I could get out and see you again, but I'm sorry." Jung-soo tries to lift her spirits and tells her that soon they will reach us and save us. After a while, the girl tells him her ribs are all hurting and she can't breathe. Jung-soo asks if she has drinking water. He goes to his car to get his water, but when he comes back, he finds her dead. Jung-soo feels despair after seeing the young girl die. The rescue squad tells him, "We will start digging today, and we have 10 days, and we will reach you." Jung-soo is frustrated, had no food or water left. He found eating pills for the dog. He divides them into 10 days so that he can still live. The rescue leader always encourages Jung-soo and treats them as if he were a member of the family, and digging continuously for 10 days. They found they had dug in the wrong place because of the tunnel schemes until they dig for another 10 days. Jung-soo will surely die. When he knows that, Jung-soo loses hope and collapses completely. Jung-soo has no more food or water left. His wife calls him and tries to encourage him, but he could no longer bear it, and he told her, "Suhan, I'm sorry, but I can't." When he was talking to her, the mobile battery disconnected. The frustration became clear on everyone's features. Zhang Xian and the rescue squad, but the leader of the rescue squad still had hope. He contacts the officials and asks them for additional supplies to continue the drilling process. But they answer coldly and told him that the machines are now cleaning the snow in the city. Also, over the past 2 days, there have been more than 20 incidents, and also you only have one person. The second victim died. The rescue leader angrily tells them one person, but he is still alive. We have a chance to save him. Please send the machines now. And past 23 days after the accident. Contact with Jiangsu has been cut off for a week. After disconnecting the phone battery, no one is sure he is still alive. But Jiangsu is still alive. He follows all the news on the radio. His wife and daughter still have hope that he's alive. They are sending him messages by radio. They remind him that he is responsible for them. He must continue to struggle and live until the rescue team reaches him. Those letters were giving Jiangsu hope when he thinks of his daughter and wife. After a time, businessmen and companies responsible for the tunnels project meet. They say, "We suspend the project for 25 days. That makes daily losses for companies. We have to complete the projects, but the leader of the rescue squad tells them that there is a person still trapped in the tunnel. They must save him first, although the workers have no hope that he was still alive. Their boss excited them and had hope that he would save him. When they were preparing for the excavation process, a worker dies when a sharp piece flies and pierces his body. This was the most tragic news at the time. The minister and the whole rescue squad attended the burial of the worker as he was loyal to his work. Because of his work, he died. Sun Yin talks with her mother to check on her daughter. Her mother blames her and tells her, "Because of your husband, there are many people who suffer." Even the worker mother went to Shihan angrily, telling her, "Because of you, my son died." Shihan was apologizing and couldn't do anything, so she no longer understood what she had to do. After that, an official comes to her and says, "I understand that the situation is difficult, but we held a referendum to complete the spending project. The result was 65% of projects completed. We must stop the rescue operations and complete the projects because there are other people who suffer because of you. Please sign this paper." The workers are ordered to stop drilling. Time passes and Jiangsu sticks to life, waiting for the rescue squad. But Shihan on the radio says to Jiangsu, "I agree today on the papers to complete the projects and stop saving you. Jiangsu, you are now hungry and dying slowly. Don't wait for someone to come to you." The rescue squad went and the rescue operation stopped. All the people say it's impossible to stay alive. "I'm sorry," Jiang says, "but I am still alive." And he begins to move on the rocks in front of him, not waiting for anyone else to save him. At the same time, the leader of the rescue squad breaks the orders and descends under the tunnel to confirm whether he's alive or dead. And when the site engineer came, he said, "Who is responsible for the drilling? You must withdraw this person at once. We're getting the dynamite ready to blow up the place." And they began to withdraw the leader, but he threw the mic in his hand when he was going out. When they took him out, he put the headphones on and waited for a sound close to the mic that he threw until it is confirmed. Indeed, he began to hear the car alarm that was issued by Jiangsu in despair in his last attempts to survive. The leader called the officials and told them to stop the bombings because he's still alive. And in fact, Jiangsu was saved, thanks to his endurance and his thinking about his family, and insistence and sincerity of the leader of the rescue squad in his work and his treatment of humanity before anything else. When Jiangsu came out, his health was very deteriorating. The press and TV channels arrived. They did not believe that he was still alive. Officials request that Jiangsu not go to the hospital before they even arrive so they can take pictures with him. As usual, journalists call out to the rescue leader and ask him what was the first thing Jiangsu said when he got out of the rubble. The rescue leader took advantage of the question and looked at the officials and said in a loud voice, "Tell these bastards to go from here." Officials stood in their places, shocked and embarrassed. When Jiangsu was going to the ambulance, he raised his thumbs up to the rescue leader. He agreed with everything he said, and as usual, the media explained that Jiangsu's thumbs up on the TV screens says that he's thankful for the government and officials for their efforts. Jiangsu and Sihu return to their normal lives. But whenever he sees a tunnel, he feels uncomfortable. This is how our movie ends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell icon to receive all our recaps.